Deep under the oceans of Earth, an ancient warship prototype rested for centuries, its presence known only to a few of the Earth's oldest scientists. The vessel was built in secret long before humans had reached the stars, designed to be humanity's ultimate weapon if the need ever arose. Its hull was hidden beneath reinforced layers of metal, and its systems powered down, waiting for the right moment to awaken. On the surface, the world seemed peaceful. Cities bustled with life, and humans went about their daily routines, unaware of the ancient power lying beneath them. Among the people who knew of the prototype was Desik, a young and curious engineer who had always dreamed of exploring the stars. He spent countless hours studying the maps and schematics left behind by the creators of the warship, hoping to understand what had been hidden from humanity for so long. One evening, while monitoring unusual energy readings near the ocean floor, Desik noticed something strange. A faint glow pulsed from beneath the waves, growing stronger with each passing hour. He called his colleague, a skilled scientist named Hygiene, to help investigate. Together, they descended in a submersible to the source of the energy. As they approached, the glow intensified, revealing the outline of the ancient warship. Its design was unlike anything seen in modern times, sleek and powerful, with markings that seemed both familiar and alien. Suddenly, the ship's systems began to awaken. Lights flickered across the hull, and a low hum vibrated through the water. Desik and Hygiene watched in awe as the ship's central core activated, projecting a holographic map of the galaxy. The prototype's AI, long dormant, had recognized their presence and identified them as humans, the rightful operators of its systems. The AI spoke in a calm, mechanical voice, welcoming them and explaining the ship's purpose. It had been built to defend humanity in times of great danger, and now it sensed a threat approaching from the stars. News of the awakening spread quickly among Earth's Secret Defense Council. They gathered to discuss the implications of the prototype's activation. Among them was Junesio, a strategic commander who had always believed humans could be stronger than they appeared. He argued that the prototype could give Earth the power to defend itself against any invader, including the vast fleets of the Galactic Empire that had long ignored humans. Others were more cautious, worried that activating such a powerful weapon could provoke the Empire into a full-scale attack. Despite the Council's debates, the situation became urgent when scouts from the Galactic Empire were detected entering the solar system. They had been monitoring human activity for years, underestimating humanity's potential. Now, the awakening of the prototype had caught their attention, and they were moving to eliminate the perceived threat before it could grow stronger. Desik, Hygiene, and Junesio worked tirelessly to prepare the prototype for battle. They studied its ancient technology, adapting it to modern systems, and ensuring that it could function alongside Earth's limited fleet. The prototype proved to be far more advanced than anything humans had ever built. Its shields could absorb immense amounts of energy, and its weapons were capable of precise, devastating strikes. The AI, which identified itself as Aaron, assisted them, guiding their modifications and helping them understand the ship's full potential. As the Empire's scouts approached, Earth's hidden fleets readied themselves for the confrontation. Small warships, retrofitted with technology from the prototype, positioned themselves strategically around the planet. Desik and Hygiene took their places on the prototype's bridge, while Junesio coordinated the fleet's defenses from a nearby command station. The tension was palpable, and every human involved knew that this could be the beginning of a war that would decide the fate of their world. The first signs of the approaching enemy fleet appeared on the prototype sensors. Hundreds of ships, sleek and menacing, filled the edges of the solar system, their weapons ready to fire. The humans on Earth had always been underestimated by the Empire, considered a primitive species not worth their attention. Now, the Empire would learn just how wrong they had been. As the scouts drew closer, the prototype activated its engines, lifting from its underwater resting place with incredible speed. Its presence above the oceans was a sight to behold, a reminder of humanity's hidden strength and ingenuity. Desik felt a mixture of fear and excitement. For centuries, humans had lived in the shadow of galactic powers, but now they had a chance to prove themselves. Hygiene, equally determined, focused on the ship's systems, ensuring that every weapon, shield, and sensor was ready for battle. The Empire's fleet approached, confident in their superiority. But the humans had something the Empire did not: adaptability, creativity, and the indomitable spirit of a species that refused to be dominated. As the first shots rang out, the prototype responded with precision and power, striking enemy ships with deadly accuracy. The humans' fleet, inspired by the prototype's might, coordinated attacks that exploited weaknesses in the enemy's formations. Even as the battle raged above Earth, the Council watched with a mixture of awe and fear. They realized that the prototype was not just a weapon. It was a symbol of humanity's potential. Each strike from its weapons, each maneuver it performed, reminded them that humans were capable of more than they had ever imagined. Junesio knew that this was only the beginning. If they survived this encounter, humanity would never be underestimated again. As the first part of the battle came to an end, the Empire's scouts were forced to retreat, stunned by the humans' unexpected power. The prototype had proven itself, and the humans had shown that even in the face of overwhelming odds, they could fight with ingenuity and courage. Dasik, Hygiene, and Junesio knew that the war was far from over, but for the first time in centuries, humans had a real chance to defend their planet and assert their place in the galaxy. The oceans of Earth returned to a calm state, hiding the prototype once again beneath the waves. But above the surface, humans looked to the stars with a new sense of confidence. They had awakened a power that had lain dormant for centuries, and with it, they would face the Empire not as prey, but as equals. And so, the story of Earth's hidden prototype had begun. A tale of courage, ingenuity, and the indomitable spirit of humanity. The Empire's fleet, massive and menacing, slowly approached the solar system, expecting no resistance from humans. Commander Junesio and his team had anticipated this, and Earth's hidden warships, guided by the awakened prototype, were ready. The prototype, now named Aaron by its AI, had integrated fully with the human systems, giving them an advantage the Empire had never considered. On board the prototype, Dasik monitored the enemy ships through the holographic displays. His eyes widened at the number of vessels converging on Earth. Hygiene, seated beside him, worked quickly to adjust the shields and weapons. Each movement of her fingers on the control panel made the ship respond instantly, the ancient AI learning and adapting from their commands. Meanwhile, across Earth's command centers, Captain Minesio and Lieutenant Soare coordinated the smaller human fleets. They moved with precision, using tactics never seen by the Empire before. Humans were creative, unpredictable, and adaptive, traits that gave them a unique advantage despite being outnumbered. The Empire, confident in their superior technology and numbers, underestimated the humans completely. The first exchange of fire began near the outer planets. The Empire's scouts attempted to disable the prototype with rapid attacks, but Aaron's shields absorbed the blows effortlessly. The prototype responded, firing energy beams that sliced through the enemy's lighter ships, scattering them in all directions. Dasik and Hygiene controlled the ship with coordination and focus, marveling at how intuitive Aaron had become with human commands. Back on Earth, the Council watched the battle unfold on massive displays. Jay Wu, a strategic analyst, pointed out weaknesses in the Empire's formation. Using these gaps, Earth's fleet attacked in unison, overwhelming smaller squads of enemy ships. The humans' ability to coordinate despite their smaller numbers amazed even the most experienced Council members. As the battle intensified, the Empire realized their scouts had underestimated Earth's power. Commander Arayan, an experienced officer of the Empire, ordered a full-scale attack. Hundreds of ships swarmed toward the solar system, intending to destroy the prototype and all human defenses. But the humans had a plan. The smaller warships moved in fast, using the prototype as the spearhead to lead the strike. In the chaos of battle, Aaron demonstrated its intelligence. It calculated trajectories that humans could not, moving the prototype through enemy fire while delivering precise counterattacks. Dasik felt a surge of excitement as the ship responded seamlessly to every command, almost as if it were alive. Hygiene shouted over the communications, coordinating attacks with Min-SEO and SORA, their teamwork perfect in every detail. The Empire's flagship, a massive warship bristling with weapons, aimed directly at the prototype. Jun-SEO, watching the tactical displays, realized this was the moment to act. Using the prototype's advanced systems, he instructed Daesik and Hygiene to execute a maneuver no human had ever attempted before. The prototype darted through a narrow asteroid belt, dodging enemy fire with unbelievable speed. It emerged behind the Empire's flagship and fired a concentrated energy beam at its engines, crippling the massive vessel. Ariane's crew was stunned. They had never seen a species act with such daring and precision. The flagship's destruction caused chaos among the rest of the Empire's fleet, as smaller ships were left without command. The humans pressed their advantage, attacking in coordinated waves that exploited the disarray. Energy beams, missiles, and tactical maneuvers overwhelmed the remaining scouts. During the battle, Jun-SEO received a communication from the Empire's distant command station. The Empire demanded an immediate surrender, underestimating the humans once again. Jun-SEO smiled and ignored the message, knowing that surrender was never an option. He signaled to the fleet to continue their attack, and the humans responded with relentless courage. Each human ship struck at a weak point, using the prototype's guidance to deliver maximum damage. In the midst of the fight, Daesik noticed a group of smaller enemy fighters attempting to flank the prototype. With Hygiene's help, he recalculated their path, guiding the prototype to intercept them before they could reach Earth. The energy beams from the prototype sliced through the enemy ships like a blade, protecting the planet from any harm. Min-SEO and SORA coordinated the smaller human vessels, finishing off the remaining fighters and securing the solar system's outer defenses. As the first day of battle ended, the humans had successfully defended Earth and inflicted heavy losses on the Empire's fleet. The prototype had proven its worth, and the humans had demonstrated their ingenuity and bravery. The Council, Jae-woo, and the other members of Earth's defense forces celebrated quietly, knowing that this was only the beginning of a long struggle against the Empire. Despite the victory, the humans remained vigilant. The Empire would not give up easily, and new fleets were undoubtedly being prepared to retaliate. Jun-SEO knew that they needed to continue refining their tactics, using the prototype and the smaller warships to their fullest potential. He called a meeting with Daesik, Hygiene, Min-SEO, and SORA to plan their next steps. The prototype's awakening had changed everything. Earth was no longer a passive planet, ignored by the galaxy's powers. Humans had shown that they could fight with intelligence, courage, and adaptability, traits that no Empire ship could fully predict. The war was far from over, but humanity had taken its first step toward becoming a force to be reckoned with. In the following weeks, Earth's engineers and scientists worked tirelessly to improve the fleets. Daesik and Hygiene led efforts to integrate the prototype's advanced systems into the smaller warships, creating a network of ships capable of synchronized attacks. The Council supported their work, realizing that this was humanity's chance to assert itself in the galaxy. The Empire, humiliated by their losses, began to rethink their strategy. Commander Ariane reported to the Central Command that humans were far stronger than anyone had predicted. The Empire began to gather larger fleets, preparing for a counterattack that would test humans to their limits. But for now, Earth remained safe, and humans had proven their strength, ingenuity, and courage in the face of overwhelming odds. The solar system had become the battlefield for an epic confrontation between humans and the Empire. Earth's fleets, guided by the awakened prototype, had held off the first waves of enemy scouts, but the Empire was now sending its main forces. Commander Jun-SEO called the fleet together, his eyes filled with determination. Daesik and Hygiene prepared the prototype, running final checks and coordinating with Min-SEO, SORA, and other fleet captains. The humans knew they were outnumbered. Hundreds of Empire warships approached, each bristling with weapons designed to destroy planets. But the humans had something no one else had: ingenuity and courage. Using the prototype as their lead, they prepared to strike with tactics that would confuse and disrupt the Empire's fleet. As the enemy fleet came into view, Dasik activated the prototype's advanced targeting systems. The AI, Aaron, calculated trajectories that humans could never predict. Energy beams from the prototype sliced through the first wave of enemy fighters, creating openings for the smaller human ships. Hygiene coordinated rapid-fire strikes, guiding the fleet with precision. Each move was calculated but flexible, adapting to the enemy's response. MinSEO led a squadron of human warships in a flanking maneuver. Using the prototype's data, they navigated through asteroid belts and space debris, avoiding detection. They emerged behind the Empire's cruisers and launched a surprise attack, destroying several ships before the Empire could respond. SORA managed the communications between fleets, ensuring that every human vessel acted in perfect coordination. Their teamwork and planning began to turn the tide. The Empire's flagship, larger than anything humans had ever seen, advanced to intercept the prototype. Commander Rain, leading the fleet, believed the humans' resistance would crumble before his firepower. But the prototype moved with incredible speed, dodging massive energy blasts while firing back with pinpoint accuracy. Dasik and Hygiene's coordination with Aaron made the ship almost unstoppable, each strike weakening the Empire's flagship. Other parts of the human fleet followed the prototype's lead, attacking enemy ships that were now disorganized from the flagship's sudden damage. Humans used unconventional tactics, weaving through debris fields, splitting into smaller groups, and converging on targets from unexpected angles. Every move was carefully timed to exploit the weaknesses in the Empire's formations. MinSEO, observing the battlefield from the command station near Earth, felt a surge of pride. Humans were showing the galaxy that they were not weak or defenseless. Even with fewer ships, they could fight with strategy, creativity, and courage. He relayed commands to coordinate reinforcements and protect vulnerable positions, relying on the adaptability of his officers and the power of the prototype. As the battle escalated, Arayan's fleet attempted a counterattack, sending waves of missiles toward Earth. Hygiene and Dasik guided the prototype to intercept them, activating shields and deflecting the missiles with energy beams. The prototype's speed allowed it to destroy the incoming weapons before they could reach the planet. MinSEO's squadron moved to cover other vulnerable areas, intercepting enemy fighters and keeping the space around Earth clear. The humans' ingenuity shone brightly in these moments. They used decoys, holographic projections, and rapid maneuvers to confuse the enemy. SORA directed multiple squadrons simultaneously, adapting their tactics as the Empire adjusted their attacks. Each human ship acted in unison, a symphony of precision and bravery that the Empire could not predict. Amid the chaos, a group of Empire ships tried to flank the prototype from a hidden sector. Dasik noticed their movements and quickly adjusted the prototype's trajectory, guiding smaller human warships to intercept them. The enemy was destroyed before they could cause serious damage. Hygiene smiled, proud of the fleet's ability to work together so effectively, even under extreme pressure. The Empire began to lose control of the battle. Ships were destroyed, formations broken, and morale shattered. Arayan's flagship suffered continuous hits from the prototype and human fleets. Commander Arayan realized that the human strength was not in raw numbers but in their unpredictable tactics and their courage. Every strike by humans carried purpose, and their unity made them far more dangerous than the Empire had imagined. MinSEO seized the moment and ordered a full strike on the Empire's remaining command ships. Using the prototype's advanced systems, the human fleet coordinated a devastating attack that left the enemy flagship crippled. Dasik and Hygiene fired energy beams with unmatched accuracy, targeting critical systems and disabling them. MinSEO and SORA led squadrons to eliminate the remaining ships, leaving only a few scattered survivors. The battlefield was quiet for a moment. The humans had won the day, their strategy and courage overwhelming the Empire's forces. Earth remained safe, its hidden prototype proving that humans were a formidable species. The victory was not only tactical but symbolic, a message to the galaxy that humans could not be ignored. After the battle, the human fleet regrouped near Earth. Repairs were made, supplies replenished, and strategies reviewed. MinSEO gathered his officers, thanking them for their courage and quick thinking. Daysik and Hygiene shared a moment of relief, proud of what they had accomplished with Aaron, the prototype that had become humanity's greatest weapon. The Empire, humiliated and defeated, began retreating to distant regions of the galaxy. They would regroup, but the humans had proven their strength. Earth's hidden prototype had awakened at the right moment, turning the tide of battle and showing that humans, though underestimated, could face overwhelming forces and prevail. The Council on Earth observed the aftermath, planning for the future. They knew that this victory was only the beginning. The Empire would not forget this defeat, and humans had to be ready for further conflict. But for now, they celebrated a hard-earned triumph, confident that with ingenuity, courage, and the prototype leading them, they could defend their planet and prove that humanity had a rightful place in the galaxy. As night fell over Earth, the prototype rested above the oceans, its systems humming quietly. Daysik and Hygiene reflected on the battle, knowing that humans had achieved something incredible. The story of Earth's hidden prototype was only beginning, and humanity had taken the first step toward becoming a legendary force in the galaxy. The lessons learned in this battle would guide them, and the courage shown by every human on the fleet would be remembered for generations. The prototype had awakened, and so had humanity's true potential. The galaxy shook as the full force of the Empire's fleet advanced toward the solar system. Earth's hidden fleets, led by the awakened prototype, prepared for the ultimate confrontation. Commander Junesio stood on the command bridge, observing the incoming enemy ships with determination. Daysik and Hygiene were at the prototype's controls, ensuring every system was ready. Minesio, Soare, and other fleet leaders communicated with their squads, coordinating what would become the greatest battle humans had ever faced. The Empire's warships, far more numerous and heavily armed, approached with confidence. Commander Arayan believed that humanity's resistance would crumble quickly. However, he underestimated the human capacity for ingenuity and adaptability. The prototype, Aaron, calculated attack patterns and coordinated the human fleets with precision that the Empire could not predict. Daysik guided the prototype into a strategic position, using the asteroid belts and gas clouds in space as cover. Hygiene activated the shields and energy weapons, ready to strike. The prototype moved like a living being, anticipating enemy attacks and protecting Earth while giving the human fleet an advantage. Minesio led a squadron to flank the Empire's vanguard, while Soare coordinated support ships to intercept reinforcements. The first wave of the Empire's main fleet engaged. Energy beams lit up space, and missiles streaked toward the humans. The prototype intercepted the heaviest attacks, its shields absorbing the blasts while firing precise counterattacks. Daysik and Hygiene felt the tension rise with each strike, but they remained calm, trusting Aaron and the human crews to execute their plan. Smaller human warships darted in and out of the battle, exploiting openings in the Empire's formations. Using creative tactics, humans attacked from unexpected angles, destroyed weak points, and drew enemy fire away from the prototype. Each human ship acted in coordination, their movements precise yet flexible. The Empire struggled to adjust, frustrated by the unpredictability of the humans. The Empire's flagship moved to strike the prototype directly. Arayan aimed massive energy cannons at Earth's ultimate weapon, confident that a single blow could destroy it. Daysik maneuvered the prototype with skill and instinct, avoiding the attacks while returning fire with devastating accuracy. Hygiene activated the prototype's secondary weapons, creating explosions that disabled the flagship's engines and weapons systems. Meanwhile, Minesio's squadron attacked the Empire's support vessels, cutting off reinforcements. Soare managed the communications between all human fleets, ensuring that each ship responded quickly to the rapidly changing battlefield. The coordination between humans and the prototype created a perfect storm of attacks that the Empire could not defend against. Ships exploded, debris floated in space, and the Empire's morale began to falter. Junesio saw an opportunity to end the battle. Using the prototype's advanced targeting, he directed Daysik and Hygiene to focus all firepower on the Empire's flagship. Energy beams struck critical systems, disabling weapons, engines, and control modules. Arayan's flagship was paralyzed, and the remaining Empire ships began to scatter, unable to maintain formation. Humans pressed their advantage, attacking relentlessly and leaving no room for the enemy to regroup. Desik and Hygiene worked in perfect harmony, guiding the prototype through the debris of destroyed enemy ships while targeting the remaining vessels. Minesio led squadrons to intercept survivors, ensuring that no Empire ship could escape. Soare coordinated with the prototype and all human fleets, maintaining communication and precision. Each human acted with courage and intelligence, demonstrating the strength and determination of their species. The Empire suffered catastrophic losses. Hundreds of ships were destroyed, and the remaining forces were in disarray. Commander Arain, realizing defeat was inevitable, ordered a retreat. The humans had proven that even against overwhelming odds, they could win through ingenuity, courage, and teamwork. Earth was safe and the hidden prototype had fulfilled its purpose. After the battle, the human fleets regrouped, repairing damaged ships and assessing the battlefield. Junesio addressed his officers, praising their bravery and tactical brilliance. Desik and Hygiene shared a moment of pride, knowing that their coordination with Aaron had been crucial in the victory. Minesio and Soare continued to organize the fleet, ensuring that Earth remained prepared for any future threats. The Council on Earth celebrated the victory, recognizing that humans had established themselves as a force to be reckoned with in the galaxy. The prototype, now a symbol of human ingenuity and resilience, would guide future strategies and inspire generations. The Empire, humbled and defeated, would not forget this day, and other species in the galaxy began to take notice of humanity's true potential. As the prototype hovered above the oceans of Earth, its systems hummed quietly, reflecting on the battle and the humans who had guided it. Desik and Hygiene knew that this victory was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, and threats would continue to emerge, but humanity had awakened its hidden strength. With courage, creativity, and unity, humans had proven that they could stand against even the most powerful forces. The story of Earth's hidden prototype was far from over. It had awakened at the right time, turning the tide of war and establishing humanity as a powerful species. The lessons learned in the battle, the courage shown by every human, and the brilliance of their strategy would shape the future of Earth and its place in the galaxy. The humans had fought, won, and earned respect, and as long as they remained united, nothing in the galaxy could underestimate them again. The galaxy had witnessed an event that would be remembered for centuries. Humanity had defended its home and proven that it could stand against the most powerful empire. Earth's hidden prototype, now fully awakened and integrated with human fleets, had played a central role in this historic victory. Commander Junesio stood on the observation deck, looking at the stars, thinking about how far humanity had come. Desik and Hygiene were working in the prototype's bridge, running system checks and repairing minor damages sustained during the battles. Their hands moved quickly across the controls, but they took a moment to reflect on everything that had happened. Every decision, every strike, every maneuver had contributed to the triumph. They felt pride, relief, and a sense of responsibility for the future of humanity. Minesio and Soare coordinated the remaining fleets, ensuring that Earth remained secure while preparing to explore further into the galaxy. Communication channels buzzed with updates from other planets and colonies that had been inspired by humanity's resilience. The news of humans defeating the Empire's fleet spread across the galaxy, and whispers of a new power began to circulate among distant star systems. The Council on Earth convened to discuss the aftermath of the battle. They praised the courage of all humans involved and the strategic brilliance displayed by their leaders. Jay Wu, the strategic analyst, highlighted the importance of the prototype, noting how its advanced systems had amplified human ingenuity. The Council decided to keep the prototype active, maintaining readiness for any future threats, while also sharing knowledge to enhance the rest of Earth's fleets. Commander Junesio addressed his officers and fleet captains. He emphasized that the victory was not only about technology but about the unity, bravery, and creativity of humans. He reminded them that the galaxy would take notice, and humanity had to remain vigilant and prepared. Desik and Hygiene felt a renewed sense of purpose, knowing that their work with the prototype would continue to shape humanity's future. Over the following weeks, Earth's engineers and scientists worked tirelessly to study and replicate aspects of the prototype's technology. DASIC and Hygiene led research teams, guiding the development of advanced ships that could act in coordination with the prototype. MinSEO and SORA trained new fleet officers, ensuring that Earth's defenses remained strong and that humans were ready for any challenges that might arise from the Empire or other galactic powers. The Empire, having suffered devastating losses, retreated to distant regions of the galaxy. Commander Rain reported the defeat to Central Command, acknowledging the human strength and unpredictability. The Empire began to rethink its strategy, now cautious of humanity. They realized that humans were not merely a primitive species but a force that could change the balance of power in the galaxy. Despite the looming threat of future conflicts, Earth and its fleets celebrated the moment. Humanity had proven that courage, intelligence, and determination could overcome even the most powerful adversaries. The prototype, now a symbol of human achievement, continued to operate, its systems ready to protect and guide the fleets. DASIC and Hygiene, along with MinSEO, SORA, and Commander JunSEO, knew that they had changed history. As the galaxy settled into a temporary calm, humans began exploring new regions, establishing colonies and alliances. Earth's fleets, guided by the prototype, served as a beacon of hope and strength. Every human involved in the battles had left a legacy of courage and resilience. The prototype itself had become legendary, representing the ingenuity and spirit of humanity. JunSEO often reflected on the journey that had led to this point. From the discovery of the hidden prototype to the battles against overwhelming odds, humans had proven themselves time and again. DASIC and Hygiene shared these reflections, proud of their part in the story. They knew that this was only the beginning of humanity's rise in the galaxy, and the lessons learned would guide future generations. The story of Earth's hidden prototype and the humans who wielded it became a legend across the stars. Other species took note, realizing that humans were capable of remarkable achievements. The courage, strategy, and unity displayed by humanity had earned respect and established their place in the galaxy. Every fleet, every ship, every human had contributed to this legacy. As the prototype hovered above Earth, its systems humming quietly, it symbolized the awakening of humanity's potential. The stars above were no longer distant dreams but a realm to explore and protect. DASIC, Hygiene, MinSEO, SORA, and JunSEO looked at the galaxy with determination, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Earth had awakened its hidden strength, and humanity had shown the galaxy that it was not to be underestimated. The prototype had proven its purpose, the fleets had demonstrated their skill, and the humans had earned their place among the stars. The story of courage, ingenuity, and unity would be remembered for generations, a testament to what humans could achieve when they worked together. The galaxy was vast, and the future held unknown threats, but humans were ready. With the hidden prototype leading the way, Earth's fleets prepared to defend their planet, explore new worlds, and establish humanity as a true galactic power. The lessons learned, the victories won, and the spirit of humanity would guide them, ensuring that Earth's story would continue to inspire and challenge the galaxy for generations to come.